You know I'm a hustler, hustler. You know I'm a hustler, hustler.
Hey, it's your boy Lon back again with another episode of Get Biz, Do Biz, and Get Paid. Today I have a very special guest. We almost died together on the coast of South Florida just a little bit ago. So today I invite him to come on my show and talk about just general life and business y- and just boy stuff. So I introduce you, Mr. Garland Hem Hemphill.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for
Yeah,
having me. What a great introduction. Not everybody can start off by saying, "Hey, we almost
yeah,
died together."
I
I
know,
don't really
man.
think it was that serious. I think you're exaggerating.
Yeah, yeah, you think so? Hey,
Yeah.
but Garland, what you do, man? Tell the audience a little bit about how you got to where you are today.
Definitely, definitely. Oh, that's a long. You got enough time for that? I am a co-owner of E&G Designs and Construction. We build custom homes here in Southeast Louisiana. We do a lot of remodels. I just got my commercial license. Literally this morning, I was on a commercial remodel job, getting some bids together. So we're getting the ball rolling with that. So we're being successful in this challenging economy, working through things, setting up processes. We took advantage of some downtime for the last year to get some processes in place and order, and now we're ready to roll, take on some new business, some new jobs. Let's see. I actually I went to college a few years. I was in business school. Went to Sam Walton College of Business in Northwest Arkansas for a couple of years, but I didn't finish college. I dropped out of college and got a job with Waste Management as a garbage man. So yeah, my mom wasn't real proud when I called her that day and was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go work for Waste Management." It was a great idea looking back at it. It taught me a lot. I made a lot of money. I made a lot of connections. I learned a lot about management and logistics. I was there for 8 years, super successful, moved up from driving garbage trucks to managing truck drivers to being over managers of truck drivers. So I ended up leaving the industry that I was in, transportation and logistics, when COVID hit. And my wife had started our business a couple years prior, but when COVID hit, everybody wanted to really invest in their home. So remodels and things got popular. So I came and joined the team with my wife and never looked back. I could not imagine going back to work for the man. I could tell you that. Actually, about a year after I left the corporate world, one of my old bosses called me and asked what it would take to come back, and I just laughed. So he knew he knew not to even try. Um, just the freedom's wonderful. I mean, that's what you start the business for. The money and the freedom, financial freedom and the freedom of your time, your schedule. So we're over here living a dream, really.
Well, did you ever think that growing up you're gonna end up doing construction?
Man, never, never. So that's one of the things about this industry. When I first started in it, I used to be a little intimidated because there's always these guys that, oh, my dad built houses, my grandpa built houses. Like, this is what I know. Like, okay, so I can't frame your house. I'm not a framer, but I can build your house. I'm really good at the experience, the logistics, the process. So, everybody excels in their own thing. And like you say, I never would have thought that this is what I was doing. The closest thing to construction I did growing up was my dad was a painter, but he was more of an artist, like an airbrush artist. He would paint cars. He would do tattoos, like things like that, like more artistic painting. One time we painted a shopping center, so like that was about as close to construction as I ever got. So no, this came from just will, like wanting, like seeing an opportunity in our community to have a successful business, recognizing that this type of business not only, basically provide the time and the money that we're looking for, that flexibility. So I was managing around 150 people when I left Waste Management, and they were all on the clock employees. So like dealing with HR group, like if you had a problem with an employee, this guy didn't really want to be there, wasn't putting out good work, I'd have to document it, document it, document it. And if I ever wanted to get rid of him, I'd have to get HR's permission. They wanted to see all the documents. Like it was such a process just to get rid of somebody. That's what's great about what we do. We hire all subcontractors. I don't have to fire anybody. I just tell them I don't need you right now. So that was what was so attractive to me, coming from managing so many people to managing construction projects, is not having to deal with so many layers of a corporate HR. You have
Yeah.
any experience with that?
Yeah. So I think we'll find a lot of similarity in how me and you came into the industry. I never had any experience in construction prior to 2000, July of 2020, June, July 2020. And it was just one of those things that I got furloughed and I got bored and I just kind of fell into it. And I was, working in corporate for 12 years. I was doing a little bit of everything like operation management, uh, marketing, sales, a little bit of financial on the sides. And I did a little bit of college. Went to college twice, and then I saw an opportunity, and I quit college, and I start Deck Pro. So, in relation to what you say, I think I think the bigger the company is, the bigger the corporate is, the more process and the more uh, protection that it has for people not be able to come back and sue them. So that's why, there's all these HR process. We deal with the same thing. Every time there's something go down, or you guys gotta go talk to HR. I'm like, you know, uh, you guys gotta do this, and you gotta write up a 3-time verbal, written, and
Performance
final.
improvement plans, all that.
You got put on a PIP, you got put on a final, and there's a final after the final. Uh, so to me, as at one point in time, the organization was doing, you know, good with like its actual documentation, and at one point in time, it just become bureaucratic. It's hard to move something through quick. It's hard to get an idea to be approved quick. It's hard to implement something on a wide scale big. And more or less, at a certain side of the business, you become really just a employee number 3005, right? So I mean, there's good thing and there bad thing in it, right? I'm not discounting the experience that I had working in the corporation. I'm not discounting all the structure that it provided me, and I'm not discounting any of that. I knew what a good business looked like, and I knew what a bad business looked like, and teach me a lot of resilient, a lot of hey, I'm trying to make money for this company so I can make more money. So a lot of it, entrepreneurship per se. So that's the experience I took out of it. So I think me and you are pretty similar on how we enter the industry with outside industry knowledge. For you, it's logistic, it's management, it's layer leadership, it's supply chain management. How to schedule people. And that's important in building a house, because there's got to be stages that you got to lay them out, right? And for me, it was sales, marketing, accounting, operation, a little bit of supply chain management. So I had experience in all that. So
One
getting
thing,
back, bro, go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I cut you off a little bit. One thing that we talked about when we were on that boat trip that we went on out in Florida was how your business started. And I don't know if I ever got to tell you, like, ours started the same way. And the reason I bring it up on here is because a lot of people don't know how to get started. Like they have this idea, but how do they get started? Like, once me and my wife decided we had already bought like a starter home and we'd lived in it for 8 years. We decided that we needed a bigger house. We had one kid. We knew we wanted to have another kid. We decided to build a house. So we got with a family friend that built houses for herself before. And with her help and with just different people we knew, we built a house, which it's kind of scary for a lot of people to build a new house. It's not as easy. When I look back on it, it was kind of freaking crazy what we did, but we just knew it was going to work. We went into it with that mindset that we could do it. And then that was successful. We lived in that house for 2 years. And when we sold it, we made like $70,000, paid off all of our student loan debt, and bought the lot next door to build another house. So at that point, me and my wife built this whole house without anybody's outside help. And when we finished that house, that's the house we live in today. So we've been in it for about 5 years. But after we had been a part of building those two houses, we were able to say, hey, to our community, we're ready to start this business, E&G Designs and Construction. We built a website, we launched it. And basically on the website, there was just pictures of two different houses. That was it. So if you go to our website now, there's 20, 30, 40 houses on there. But we built our own house twice. And then we were able to offer that service to other people because we had succeeded twice. And I know your story was very similar to that. So
Yeah, yeah. So the first three project I did was a playhouse for my kids. And second one was repair and restain my deck, and the third one was my mom's deck. So really, if you think about it, it's a business born out of love, you know. So and then I didn't learn how to build deck until like 6 months in, and people just, what, do you build decks too? I'm like, hmm, hmm, no clue, bro, no clue, no clue. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I've got a
And then,
guy. I've got a
oh,
guy.
we need an inspection. Oh, I didn't know. Well, how do you apply for the permit? So, like, I think people are too scared to fail, right? I would just go straight down to the city permit office. I'm like, well, can somebody fucking help me?
Yeah, I don't
You
know what to
know,
do. Tell me
you
where to
know,
go. Yeah, what do I
yeah.
need?
So
Just go
then
ask.
they have the cheat sheet, with like all the load and all that. That's all you need to know. And then you learn, and then you study, and then you get a license, and you get insurance, you're in business. And trust me, the insurance, I'm going through an insurance audit today. But the thing is, if you don't make any money, they won't audit you. The same thing
Yeah.
with IRS, right? So so people are complaining to me all the time about this shit. I'm like, that's mean you're making money, man. You're doing all right.
That's right. My wife in our business handles the financial side of things, and I'm more out in the field doing production and customer service thing. And but yeah, I hear about it all the time because constant audits, constant IRS letters, different things. Not in a bad way, but like you said, when you're making money, people want to come and take some money, so they want to get their share.
Yeah, that's I've hear more and more pitch lately this year. You know, let me help you do this. Let me help you do that because you have money and people have money. Their problem are usually bigger and take more money to solve. So
Well, it's important as a business owner too that you can think about your business, and every business has had a challenge or a season of challenge. And, you know, we had an accountant one time that we ended up owing $60,000 to the government, and that really hurt. I don't use that accountant anymore. And now I have somebody that's been taking really good care of us for the last couple of years. So there's a lot of value in finding the right people to help your business, to support. So
so that's why I say business is as simple as it can be and as complex as it can be, and it could be any way you want it to be. You can build a business in any way you want it to be. Small, big, vertical, horizontal, doesn't matter. It's just gotta be, you gotta be okay with it. It's gotta be your thing. So you can go to sleep at night knowing that that's your thing and you do it for your reason, not everybody else's reason. Right? So
I,
I think first and foremost, that's the most important thing. What do you
you're
think?
right. I have a friend that he owns a boat dealership. Good friend of mine stood at my wedding, and he's one of those guys that is always looking at what other people are doing, other successful people are doing, and he's always calling me like, Garland, we should build this. Garland, we should do this. Or Garland, what do you think if I should do this business? I'm like, dude, how about you sell some boats, bro?
Mhm.
Like, I love him to death. He makes good money selling boats. But anytime somebody comes into his dealership to buy a $500,000 boat, he wants to know, what does this guy do for a living? How does he make his money? And the next thing you know, he wants to get into that business. And I'm like, stick to what you're good at. You do really good at selling boats. I'm not saying not to diversify at all, but I that's kind of my takeaway of what you were saying. Like, feel confident in why you do what you do and do what you do really well.
Yeah, the concept of I call that shiny object syndrome, right? And a lot of entrepreneur get into the the phase of that at any given point in time. Usually, once you start something already, it's really easy to go to like a certain amount, and then you hit what I call operational capacity. And you gotta hire people, you gotta recruit, you gotta train, and now all the hard shit it starts bubbling up. So what people do is people like, well, I don't want to fucking scale anymore. Why don't I just go buy this over here and take that to 3 million against? But now, unwantedly, you two people, you two companies CEO, you're not one, you two. There's two set of books, two set of problem, two set of sales problem, two set of marketing problem, two set of product problem, two set of delivery problem. So now all your attention split, and then it just go like this.
That's
So
Anybody can take that as really good advice.
yeah, and then I got a buddy that he got three nail salon, and now two of them is not making money, but one of them is raking in. And he was like, if I were to do it all over again, I would just have one because the other two, I'm still paying rent. I'm still paying the loan that I took out, a small business loan. And, the interest on that is fucked, pretty much, right? So based on that, I'm like, hmm, you know, my philosophy is go deep in one thing, and then by then you have so much market share already, you can do whatever you want. You can, like, later on, if you have a cash flowing assets, which is a business, and you go so deep in it, so your net profit is fat. Now you got time to play. Now you want to play, you play. Like, all the big guy, they make their money in one thing. Like, that's like they focus on one thing, and then when they at that time, they either sell that business and they go start another one, or they be investors and they just pull the string, pull the pull the string behind the curtain. So there's a class of guy that you know, above the business level. Now they are investing in business. Now they are, venture capitalists. Now they are building big things. So I mean, there's level to this shit, right? And then you see a lot of people that, oh, the small business, the reason why is once you get more than 10 people in the business, you need some organizational skill, and that most people don't have that. They can run three, four people, and then when at three, four people, as you know, you have different kind of problems like fucking chit chat, this and that bullshit. But when it's 10 people, well, you got an organizational problem. Now people are running over each other's toes, not working as a team. People don't have clear roles and responsibility. Now you got to figure that out. Well, now you figure that out, and then you found out that, well, the people that you have, they're not the people. They don't have the right personality. They don't have the right capability. And some of them, they don't even want to be there. Your culture is shit. Now you can't just yell at people anymore. You got to build culture. So that's all this thing that this is my experience. As you go up, and it's like the problem get more vague, and there's a lot of little problem, little shit happening all over the place, but those are just symptoms. And then you got to figure out what the real problem is and solve it one, and then you move on to the next level, and then you move on to the next level. And most people, when they get there, I know that for a time I was there, man, I was tired. I don't want to do it anymore. There's plenty of time like that. But then when you get over that, like, okay, I suppose
Yeah,
I need to
well,
go hire a sales guy. you know
that's what I was going to ask you is like, how do you get over that? Like, I know when I speak about, when you start talking about having the right people, this is ENG Designs and Construction. I'm the G, and my wife, who started the business,
Y-
she carries the organizational aspects. Like, she is so organized. Like, the folders are a certain color, like, things go where they go. Like, if I want to get my ass chewed, just put something where it doesn't belong. But most people are like, man, how you work with your wife, man? Like, really, you take shit like that? And I'm like, when she holds me accountable, like, it's for our business. Like, if I put something in the wrong place, I deserve to be corrected. Like, I understand that there's a place in our business for somebody to keep stuff organized. Like, we have, in a way, she sets the tone for the culture and the environment and everything. So, but like you said, I think every business owner hits those moments where it's like, man, do I really want to get up today? I don't know. Sam put a post on Facebook this morning, and you might have seen it already. It's something along the lines of, you have a choice to either do something today or not do something today, but you're going to pay for it tomorrow. Whatever choice you make, it's going to affect tomorrow. So that for me is a very simple way of saying, get my ass up and go to work today, because I don't want to punt anything to tomorrow. But
yeah.
how would you say, thinking about a situation where you didn't want to get going, like, how did you get through
So it's relate back to, is your why strong enough to pull you through that? Is your vision big enough to pull you through to that situation? And if your why is strong enough, you get up and you do it again. And for when I'm faced with that dilemma, I bring it I bring it back to gratitude, and I bring it to perspective. So gratitude is, I am here because I'm so busy that God blessed me with all this opportunity. And this is because I pray for success and wealth and happiness, but I have to be worthy of that. That's mean this is the problem I gotta figure out. Otherwise, I'm not gonna be deserving of what's on the other side. So you gotta solve the problem, right? And because not a lot of people get a chance to think about it. Not a lot of people get a chance to. So for me to sit here and thinking, oh man, I'm tired, this and that, it's basically it's a waste of opportunity, right? Second, perspective. Why would I have the same opportunity right here if I was in Vietnam? How about all those people in the border that trying to cross over? Why is that? Why is that? Why do they want to come over here, man? Why? And strip all the politic bullshit aside. Let's be human for a second here. Why do they want to come over here? Here's why. Because they come over here, it's instant 10x, right? They're over there, they're earning capacity of 300 to 600 a month. Okay, but they cross the border even illegally. now your prospect came up to 3,000 to 6,000, and if they work 2 jobs, maybe 10,000 a month. So 10 to 20x their earning capacity. That's why people cross over, because of economic situation. There's mobility here in the US. Like, you won't go hungry. And for me to sit here and bitch and moan and cry about shit when there's a lot of people out there that would kill to be in my position. And that's go the same for people downstream of you. That's what people kill to be a sales guy. There people kill to be a sub right here, right now. So I bring it to two point view. I'm grateful to be here right now. I'm grateful for all the opportunity. And this why I'm busy. So I have a priority problem. I got to prioritize myself better, and I got to organize better. That is my problem to solve. And and when you're grateful, you think about other people, then it's not so hard, because if you're doing it for yourself, you will never do it. You will never do it uh because for us human, we give better advice and we follow them, and we will go to the earth, to the moon, to the people closest to us, but sometimes we can't quit smoking, right? Sometimes we can't quit smoking. Sometimes we can't quit drinking. Sometimes we can't do stupid shit to ourselves, because you think you're invincible. It's the self, it's the ego thing that, I can tell people that, but I'm not gonna do that, right? We do it all the time. Like, we do it all the time. So for me to sit here and complaining when other people that is maybe in the same town, maybe in a different town, maybe in Vietnam, that they want to be in my position right now. And those people are smarter than me, they're brighter than me. They was in the wrong place of me. So when you start thinking about, like, I always zoom in and zoom out. Like, like what could I possibly feel bad about right now? And sometimes that's that's all the question that I need to ask. Who else want to be here? Why am I busy? What is the matter? What's the opportunity? What is this situation trying to tell me to do? Because most of the time the problem that we have right now is because of the either deficiency in relationship, deficiency in life, or a deficiency in processes in business. That's why we have problems. Like, if our relationships are all golden, everybody lovey dovey, then it's not a true relationship. It's if there's a relationship problem, you probably fucked up somewhere. We all do. We human. Same thing in business. Same thing in life. And then I put myself in this. If there's a pain that I need to get through, that's mean the reward is big.
It's well put. It's well put, for sure. You went off on a good one right there. That's some good content, buddy.
Yeah, man. I could go on a rant, cause man, people piss me off, bro. Like,
So
sometimes, like, people just piss me
yeah,
off sometimes.
like you can speak to the whole picture. Like I could give you a bunch of examples where like in my life I've applied those principles. So like when I started at Waste Management, I was a driver helper. So I had to drive a garbage truck and work on the back of a garbage truck. This is after 3 years, 3.5 years of college. So like I went there to become a manager. When I applied, I wanted to be a manager, and they told me I didn't meet the minimum requirements, but that if I became a driver and had 2 years experience driving, that I now would meet the minimum requirements. So I was like, let's do it. And I remember when I interviewed to be a driver with the route manager, he was like, what are you doing here? I was all dressed up really nice. Like obviously no garbage men showed up in button down shirts, I guess. But I told him, I was like, I'm here because I want your job. And he laughed. And I don't know if anybody else had ever told him that, but I know I was the only one that actually did it. You know, and when I tell you I worked on the back of a garbage truck, like, let that sink in. Like, I remember 2 weeks in, it was storming raining for the first time, and the driver looked at me, and we were at the first can, and it was 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was cold and storming raining. And he's like looking at me like, all right, get out. And I'm like, man, it's storming out there. He's like, trash don't care. Like, it's got to come up. And you just think about that every time it's a rainy day and you're bitching about the weather at your construction job. Like, there's some guy out there picking up trash on some street across town. Like, it just, there was a moment there where I thought about quitting, you know, for a glimpse. I was like, you know what, do I really want to do this shit? And I got out there and did it, you know, and I learned how to be prepared for that role. I learned to have multiple pairs of socks in my bag. I learned to have rubber boots and a rain suit. I learned how to stay warm when it was cold and raining. Like, and I did it. And it was nasty and it stunk and I did it. But it was like you said, I knew why. I was doing it to get somewhere, to become something, to make a life for my family. You know, that job turned into an opportunity to pay for my wife to go back to college and to get her degree, paid for the house and the food and the new kid, you know, my son. So like I said, I can speak to specifics where I lived, everything that you just said, but you said it really well, man. So like there's a lot to take away from just this interaction with people. Like, get up and go, set your mind to doing what you want to do, and go get it. Like, I know that's what you've done, and I know that's what I've done.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to be cocky or anything when I say this, but I always get what I want eventually, right? If there's a clear goal, vivid pictures of what I really envision in my life to be, I'll make it happen. Like, we are the creator of our own destiny, especially business owner. Like you gotta be blind if you don't see the opportunities around you. You gotta be blind to not open your eye and see the opportunities are here. I mean, and people ask me all the time, like, "Wow, I just live in this community. There's no people." I'm like, there's a city that you can move where there's millions of people, where there's millions of opportunities. So shut the fuck up. Don't give me that bullshit. If you want to stay, if you don't want to move, then stay there and make a business out of it. But if you can't make a business about it, you move. Like, people move all the time. Okay, like, oh, that's one objection. Oh, uh, it's really hot outside. Like, it's raining and all this and that. We can't get any job done. I'm like, well, then what else can you do? You go sell job. If you can't do the job, you go sell the damn job. There's always something that you can be doing. There's always something that you can be doing, you know. And it's not about man, it's not about like it's not that we don't have enough opportunity. That's what I'm saying. It's like we have too much opportunity and people get picky. Oh, like, I'm not gonna go see that league. I don't know if they're gonna buy or not. Like, if they if they decided to like be tie kicker, then I just waste my time. Like, and then later on, 3 months later, well, Lord, I don't have any lead. I'm like, well, you didn't go see any. Well, so, if I know one thing about the universe, it will not give you what you don't want, because you're already telling the universe that you don't want those businesses. You don't want those,
I gotta write that down.
you don't want those jobs. So in psychologically, you already qualify yourself out of a chance to even win that job. I see this all the time. People's like, oh man, they're all just tire kicker. I'm like, who knows, man? Just go see the lead. Like, there's so many times where I go on a repair job, it turns out they want to spend $40,000 deck after talking to me. So you gotta have a mindset of abundance, of gratefulness, of of full blessing, because then the way you carry that into the home, into people's life, when you interact with them, like, because obviously, let's pause for a second. We all solve problem, and why are people in problem, and why do they call you? Yeah, they might desire something, but that's not the reason why people call you. They're in pain. People are more motivated because 95% of the people reach out because they're in pain. Even when they say they desire something big, there's a pain associated with that. That means their current shit is not good enough for them. So they feel some kind of pain. So if you approach it that from that angle, right? And then you want to win the business, then how do you solve pain? You help people. Okay. And how you help people? You be attentive to them. And how you be attentive to them, you respond to them fast. So you see how this line of thinking is gonna make you the best. You're gonna have the best business practice. Okay, who you care for the most? And most of the construction worker, contractor, lie their mom. So just treat everybody like you treat your mom. Or go in with no agenda. You just want to help. I guarantee you, you will close more deal than before by just the matter of going to have more conversation with people. And even if that conversation didn't pan out, who gives a shit, man? You gotta talk to a person. Like they wasting my time. I'm like, yes and no, because the world is built on relationship, and since your sales skills shit anyway, go practice. Who knows? You might sell a job or two.
You might not get the job from the person that you're talking to, but
Yeah.
they might go home and say, "Hey, I met this dude and he could do your house." Or next week, somebody's over at their house and they want to build a house. Like, it's all, I know in my industry and yours too, I'm sure it's all referral based. Like, um, sometimes at Waste Management, I would look at a resume. They would just send me like people to interview. Like, it'd be an interviewing day. They'd send me 10 or 15 people, and I'd look at these resumes. I'm like, this person's not even qualified. I'd call HR and be like, "Can I cancel this interview?" And they're like, "No, you can't cancel any interviews here because every single candidate is a potential customer. Maybe a customer tomorrow, maybe a customer 10 years from now, maybe a customer at the job they do get hired at." So we even treated our interviewing applicants as potential customers.
Of
So
course. Of
yeah,
course.
yeah, everything,
Uh
everybody you touch.
yeah, because the thing is, like, if you live if you lead many positive interaction with the people, the game theory, the game theory say that if you keep blessing with people are gonna be around you. Like, if people are taking from you, if people are taking from you, that's fine. But there will be people to give back to you, and those always outweigh the risk. But if you just tit for tat all the time, hey, I give you that, you give me that, then you're like, everybody just like, well, this dude's just like, every time there's gotta be an exchange of value. Like, he's very calculated. So maybe I should keep my distance from him. And there's a group of people that no one want to be around. Those are takers. They just want to take, ask, and take, and never give back. So who you think are the richest guy, and and gather all the resources? Those are the giver. Think about it like this. Jeff Bezos didn't get to where he at because he keep everything to himself. He give out pieces of his company. He only owned a little bit of Amazon, but because he see the idea of, hey, if I make everybody else rich, I'll be rich too. S- same thing with all the big guy, man. Like, if they were to if they were to not be a giver, they wouldn't train people to do that shit, right? They wouldn't multiply it. They wouldn't go out and buy company and centralize it. So, so when we think about like how to do good business, is the fundamental thing about it to just be good people, just be a good human being, and then you're already ahead. You're already ahead. Like, no, without training, without any bullshit business course. Just be a good human being. Just start giving out your time, your value, what you know. I guarantee you, this has never failed in my life. The more I give, the more I get. The more I give, the more I get. It's just facts. And how you give is entirely up to you. If you don't have money, give time. You don't have time, give money. And if you don't have either time or money, then you gotta give value. You gotta give expertise. You gotta give something out to the marketplace to build goodwill. If you don't give anything, oh my God, no, nobody want to give me referrals and shit like that. You know, nobody wanna give me shit, anything like that. Sorry, I'm on a rant, but
Oh, no, you're good. And honestly, some of the advice that you're talking about, like I have a 13-year-old son that just started eighth grade. Like that applies to more than just business. Like that applies to like every interaction in life. Like,
yeah,
you know, let's be honest, he's struggling with figuring out how to talk to girls, and it's like you could apply that to that. Like just be genuine, offer what you have of value, whether it's your time or your friendliness or whatever it is. Don't expect anything specific in return and watch what happens. So it's true in all types of relationships, in my opinion. Just be genuine, be honest, be a giver. I like what you said. If you treated all your clients like they were your mom, then people would be knocking your door down to do business with you, for sure. It's great advice.
yeah. I heard that from one of the podcasts of Tommy Mello. He's run like a $200 million industry, and then it's amazing how those guys are transferring down their conviction to their people, and that's really what it is, man. Like business to me is not hard if you apply it. If you apply it, the basics, like if you do like right now in 2024, people are going out of business left and right because they forgot to do the basics. Oh, no, what was the basic? Like how many people you talk to? How many leads you go to? How many sales did you make? It's not the economy, bro. Like, 'cause that's still that's still one or two killer in every market. There's still people that have cash in their pocket. There's still people that are killing it right now. It's not the economy. If you worry about the economy, then maybe you don't understand the fundamental business, right? Right? Like do the basic shit. And if you don't can't do the basic shit, then you need to learn how to do the basic shit. And the basics boring, man. Like nobody want to sit here and fucking job cost every job. Nobody want to fucking sit here and cold DM bunch of people. Nobody want to sit here and fucking follow up on people that say no initially. Nobody want to go knock doors. They want, hey, this is how all everybody want their lead. I want the lead to be qualified. I want two decision maker there. I want them to have money and credit pre-approved. And I want to know that they're gonna buy at my pricing. And I want to know that they're not gonna give me any objection. And I want to know that And then there's like 8 category that people are trying to put these people in. They don't know. They didn't go into buyer school. There's no buyer school. And then the fact that you are being picky on the front end, then you get what you get. No throw fit.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Like we've had plenty of opportunities in our business where other builders wouldn't have wanted to build for this particular client. Like we built a house last year for an engineer that's about to retire, and he drew his plans himself, and
Even
ve-
better.
they were very different. Because he's a commercial engineer, draw like so. In the same token, like his plans were like 20 pages deep. We normally get 5 pages. Like in the same token, a lot of builders would have saw that and been like, "Oh, I don't want to deal with this guy." No, we accept the challenge. Like I'm confident that my processes and my communication is going to work, and it did. It did. It really did. We had a great experience with them. The walkthrough at the end was easy. I'm gonna be honest. The house doesn't look very traditional. It's not blasted all over my website as far as look what I could build you because It's exactly what he wanted, and that's what we build because we're truly a custom home builder. Where a lot of other people in our industry in our town would have ran from that, would have been scared of it. Well, I was good with it. The other thing, like something that's coming to me as you're talking, is like I'm guilty of it in my business. Like I have an office. It's in downtown Hammond, Louisiana. And I think all too often we get this image in our head that all of our clients are just going to walk through that front door with a set of plans in their hand and go, "Hey, I want you to build this house." It's not that easy. They don't all come that way. Look at you laughing over there, So we got to go get some of them. And that's not something that we're used to doing, but it's something that we're doing now. And we go find the jobs.
Yeah, and the reality is, as we speak, I think your guy's gonna be fine, man. Just do more marketing,
Oh yeah,
whether
taking off. It's
yeah,
taking off.
you'll be fine, man. But it's not as bad as it may seem. Well, I think 2024, what it just proved that, like, okay, now the barrier entry is high again. Now there's no unskilled people in the game. The people that stick in the game right now, they are, they have enough of the cash reserve. They have enough of the marketing knowledge, enough of the sales knowledge, enough of operational and technological knowledge to be able to stay in this competitive market right now because rates are high, inflation is high. People are more selective about their money. I'm not discounting any of those, but what the fuck you gonna do? It's the hand you dealt with. You can't change it. And complaining for sure ain't gonna fix the problem.
Never, never. So,
And I sometimes I get very discouraged when talking to contractors because I coach a lot of them. But then sometimes I'm just like, you know what? If you don't do your shit, I'm not gonna feel bad for you. McDonald's is paying $17 an hour right now, so you can still go flip burger and make money and live a semi comfortable life. It's not You're not gonna have a lot of choice. I mean, you're gonna have to rent at a shitty apartment. You're gonna ride a beater. But I mean, $17 an hour minus the maybe 1,000 or 2, 1,000 or 2 expenses a month, you still have a little bit of play money. You know, like I'm like you can go do that. That's cool with me. I'm cool with that. But if you're bitching, that's where you should go. Because like it's and even McDonald now they don't just hire anybody, bro.
I'll tell you what,
Yeah,
there's a good job on the back of a garbage truck in every city.
yeah,
Those guys make good money. I know.
yeah,
I don't want to do it though. It's just tough.
yeah,
Man, it's been a really good call. You think we got a lot of good content in there. I just have to
yeah.
ask you a question and then sit back and watch you preach,
It's
bro.
like you interviewing me, right?
I threw a little bit out there about
Yeah,
myself. We're good, man.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I think you'll be fine, man. I think
Oh, I know no, everything's looking really good, really good.
yeah,
We
that's
we've
good.
enjoyed the slowdown, and it's definitely like I say with the processes we have now, and my assistant just upped a day. He was only working a few days a week. We added him another day. Like we got a marketing girl in house now, multiple days a week. So, we went from a team of just me and my wife to a team of four, and it's not breaking the bank, and we're ready. Like once it takes off like it looks like it's going to do, then the people that are part-time right now will go full-blown full-time with, you know, professional paychecks, and then we'll get some other people to come in below them and we'll scale it out. But
What is if you have one parting words, what would you say to a guy right now as it's near the end of 2024 that he ready to give it up, bro. Like he ready to like be fuck this shit. What would you say to a guy like that right now?
man, I have some friends like that. And so that question hits me in the chest real deep. The people that I know that are stuck right now are full of fear. They're
Mm.
freaking scared. What about my health insurance? What about my company car? What if I lose this? What am I going to do? Like, it's fear. I'm not saying to do something stupid. I'm saying to make a plan and to put one foot in front of the other and get after it. Like, find out what you want to do and go after it. Like, hey, you might fail. Don't let the fear of failure keep you from your dreams. Like, that's so cliche, but it's real, man. Like, if there's truly somebody listening that's at their wits' end, it's because they're full of fear. Like, how can they not look at you or me? We both grew up dirt floor poor almost, and that's not where we're at today. And it's because we got over the fear. We worked past the fear. If you stay in the area of fear, then you'll forever be where you're at.
Ooh, forever. Oh man, if that don't scare you into taking action, I don't know what will. But hey man, it's been a pleasure for you to get on here and chit chat a little bit. But like I say, I feel like you're interviewing me, man. So you might need to start a podcast, bro.
Oh,
You know,
my wife's got one, and when she gets on, she'll elaborate on that. Maybe
the
some viewers could check it out.
the Garland show. It'll be separate from the Boss Babe. It'll be the Bowl Babe,
The Bald Man Show or
the
something.
Bowl Man show. It'll be like, so now you got two personal brand working for your business. Hey, hey man, it's the ball man coming into town. You know, whatever it is that get people attention, right? You know, it's I know you as Garland, you know.
Yeah,
So
bro. Well, appreciate you having me, man.
all right, man.
You know I'm a hustler, hustler. You know I'm a hustler.